Our inquiry process focuses on how to build effective writers in the classroom. We each investigated our own inquiry that made separate building blocks that would lead to create effective writers in the classroom.
My inquiry focus has been about how do I motivate children to be lifelong writers. Some useful motivational strategies that extended and motivated my group of students to write longer stories for meaning was first activated by building a positive relationship with the children, where they were comfortable to feel safe and secure to take risks within their writing. I also provided the children with learning activities that could be related to real-life experiences, as well as exposing them to a wide range of language ideas and features which provided the children to discuss, practice and expand their oral language skills, which exposed them to new and richer vocabulary for their writing activity. It was important to provide feedback, strategies and support for the students to become aware of how they have the ability to construct text with purpose for an audience, as well as maintain ownership of their own writing. These motivational strategies led these students to become successful writers within their inquiry.
My baseline data inform me that the children's needs lie with their motivation, which has in turn affected how their writing has developed. I referred to Keller's motivational theory to guide me through the best steps for sustaining and promoting literature as a source of motivation in my writing sessions. Keller's theory reflects on 4 key concepts that help motivate children in their learning, such as it has to grab the children's attention, show relevance, increase children's confidence, and needs to be satisfying for the learner. I chose literature that I felt would cater for these concepts. The children were surveyed before and after the intervention, and the results showed that literature can be a motivating factor in writing, with a 40% increase in the enjoyment they received during their writing sessions. Their punctuation was slightly enhanced, but they improved in attempting sounds and unfamiliar words, which they picked up on in the readings. Overall, it was successful.
The evidence-based study I used was Johnson & Johnson's Elements of Cooperative Learning and Brown and Thompson's research. I focused on 2 writing content areas of ideas and punctuation, as my baseline data supported that these were the areas students needed most help with. I adopted a 2-pronged intervention approach, teaching students how to work together and collaborate with each other through writing, referred to as the working relationship skills. Also teaching them how to generate ideas through brainstorming together and how to improve punctuation skills through lessons, referred to as the task skills. The intervention was a success as the students' overall cooperative learning improved, as well as their assessment results and ideas in punctuation to be at or above the national standard.
The evidence-based study that I used was a combination of theories from Bread and Hansen, which supports the writing development of the emergent writer, with a particular focus on developing boys' writing skills, engagement and interest. This teacher intervention focused on presenting rote sight words in multiple and diverse ways, with the aim of building the students' word base so as to limit work overload during the writing tasks. Students require multiple opportunities to write, to learn to write, and to write to learn to read. They require a variety of experiences to motivate and engage them so they enjoy writing. Students need to take an active part in their learning and have plenty of opportunities to share their experiences in an inclusive, non-discriminatory and cohesive writing environment. Through formative and summative assessment, I was able to gain knowledge as to how well each student is developing their skills and confidence at building words, and forming words with sentences, creating meaning and engagement with their audience through the written language.
How can I improve students' writing? By improving my conferencing and questioning strategies. The research I used to support my intervention was the Elton Lee Best Evidence Synthesis for Diverse Learners and the Effective Questioning Strategies from Fusco, which also cover Bloom's taxonomy. The baseline data showed that many students were not writing with the success criteria in mind, and I was not refocusing them on it. Also, the students were not remembering what we had talked about after they had been sent back to their desks, and were confused about the changes to be made in their work. My strategy was to structure the conferencing time so that it was predictable, refocus the students on their purpose, and use questions that targeted their needs, and then leave marks in the books so that they could better remember the changes we discussed. The intervention was a success, with nearly all students refocused on the success criteria during conferencing, and the better questioning approach meant that the students were coming up with changes better with me. As a result of the better intervention, I was able to see twice as many students during the 40-minute sessions.
Through our inquiries, we have established that through research-based interventions we can build and support effective writers. Although our interventions focused on different aspects of writing, each of us were successful in creating effective writers in our class.